Welcome back to a professional match of StarCraft 2. Today it's time for a Zerg versus Protoss, where we find ourselves on the map Jagannath. Spawning here in the top right hand corner, I'm playing with the blue Zerg drones from Ukraine, and actually saving up a little bit of money. He's not making any drones right now at the beginning of the game, so I think it's going to be a spawning pool right at the very beginning at 12 supply. We are looking at none other than Bly's main hatchery. His opponent in the opposite corner with the red Protoss probes. From Poland, we're looking at none other than Geralt's main nexus. Alrighty, so let's see what happens in this particular game. So, I was complaining a couple days ago on social media, because that's of course what you that's what you use social media for, right? You complain about the fact that your cryptocurrency has tanked by like 30% over the last couple of days, but also about the fact that you sometimes run out of StarCraft 2 replays. So, sometime last week, I posted on Twitter saying I don't really have any games to cast anymore. Because, I mean, I've casted a couple today, and none of them are particularly good. And I'm not entirely sure what I'm going to be posting to the YouTube channel tonight. Anyways, I ended up finding another game for that particular day, and I think it was a really good one. But Mr. Bly did reach out to me directly and mentioned, Loko, this series that I played against Geralt is a lot of fun. It's a best of 7. Wait, hold up. Is he going to go for a 12 pool and then a hatchery block? He is. Okay. So he sent me an entire best of 7 series. Considering though that I feel like I've been posting like hour-long videos over the last week, pretty much every single day, I've just selected the longest game from this particular best of 7. So I'm hoping we're gonna be in for a treat. But yeah, shout out to Bly for sending over this game to me directly. But it seems like we are already in for a Bly special. So it's gonna be a lot of Zerglings, right? And then a hatchery inside of the wall of. The thing is, you gotta have a Zealot right here in the choke point, right? So you can eventually start working on a hatchery and stuff, but then the Zerglings are gonna be able to start working on these structures. If they stream in, it can be a bit of a disaster. One thing though to keep in mind, and what I really like about this build here for Bly, I don't really see a lot of other people playing this, is that you can also cancel the hatchery and then just run in, right? You can create your own opening in the wall. You don't even have to rely on a misstep right there from the Zealot. Oh, apparently one drone made it over here as well. Anyways, second Zealot right now is done. Yeah, he's gonna end up canceling the hatchery right here. There's no wall off on the right side. So these Lings are gonna be able to get into the main base really, really nicely. Good defense so far though by Geralt. He's only lost a single worker here. Was that the scouting worker maybe? Because I didn't really see any workers going down on my screen. Unless I missed it. Anyways. How many workers is he going to be able to get? So far, this is looking really promising here for Geralt, right? So with this kind of opener, Zerg is not going to be able to get Ling speed here anytime soon. Don't get surrounded. All right, well, as long as he's got the Adept, he can kite these units for quite some time. Obviously, there's a lot of lost mining time as well. As the Protoss player was forced to put a lot of workers away from the mineral lines and stuff. But I mean, yeah, big picture. This is looking pretty good. He's got himself a Nexus. I think most importantly here as well, you also started up the Cybernetics core in time. Sometimes we'll see this kind of opener and then Protoss go for the Forge and they don't really lose any workers, but then they realize at this point that they forgot making a Cyber core. And if you forget making a Cyber core, Warp Gain is going to be late. Any kind of follow-up you want to do is going to be late as well. You just won't have anything and Zerg is still going to be able to make a ton of workers. But I think that this is, yeah, one of the better defenses right now from our Protoss. So he's going to go straight into the Stargate over here. This is the strangest wall-off ever, but I guess it'll work. He's gonna go right now for a gateway right here over on the right side, too. Okay, so 2 Adepts have made their way across. We already have the 3rd hatchery right now for Bly as well, so he's gonna try and continue macroing up. Needs to deal with these 2 Adepts, but so far, it looks like everything is gonna be A-okay. It's gonna be 8 Zerglings here with the defense. On creep, they're gonna be able to chase down these Adepts quite well. Yeah, no, okay. I was gonna say, you shouldn't really be committing there. Alrighty, so, already a very fun start right here to this particular game. Makes you wonder why we don't really see these kind of builds too often from the Zergs, right? I guess, like, the top-level Protoss players, don't get me wrong, Geralt is very, very good, but he's not quite at the level of, like, some of those top-level Korean guys or some of the, like, for example, Showtime in Europe, right? I feel like Showtime would defend this maybe even cleaner. I'm not sure, though. This seems like it was already a well-defended push here. But I think if you're a ladder hero like myself, a build like this with a hatchery and a wall-off, it may just very well be an auto-win. I'm not sure. I might want to go ahead and give it a try myself here, too. Anyways, Geralt, as we'll be making this video, 22 years old. I think he's been active, well, definitely since all of Legacy of the Void. He probably was playing during Heart of the Swarm and maybe Wings of Liberty as well. Very good Protoss player. Still constantly improving as well, so definitely someone you want to keep an eye out on. Bly, of course, I mean, he's been playing this game for a very long time. As of me making this video, he's 32 years old, which I think makes him the oldest pro gamer. I'm not entirely sure. Anyways, he's been playing this game for a very long time. He's been participating in pretty much all of the smaller online tournaments for years as well. Winning 1 or 2 pretty much every single week, it seems, which is kind of cool. It adds up, obviously, over the course of time. And, well, since he plays a very fun style of StarCraft to watch, I don't think that tournament organizers are bored with him signing up here whatsoever. Anyways, it's going to be a lair right now as a follow-up. Protoss has, of course, already taken that 3rd Nexus here as well. Looks like everything is kind of stabilizing right now after a pretty aggressive start. Alright, so only a handful of Stargate units here from our Protoss. So Geralt is going to go for the Void Ray. Ooh, don't lose it. He's going to go for the Void Ray right now, and then also an Oracle. Judging by the defense right here, though, I mean, there's Spore Crawlers, there's plenty of Queens. I don't really see this dealing that much damage. He's actually got 9 Adepts. He's actually got quite a few Adepts. Okay, he's hiding a bunch of them. They're all split up into different locations, but usually you do not make 9 Adepts just for fun. Alright, yeah, now they finally come together. I like this, actually. So there is a Twilight Council, but there's no glaives. He's gonna go into Blink instead, and now a bunch of additional gateways. Is Zerg gonna spot this? Ooh, okay, he does catch the tail end right here of these Adepts, but he just queued up 11 workers, meaning that Geralt should be able to get into the mineral line relatively effectively and maybe still kill some... Ooh, kill some drones. Okay, well, Bly right there tried to make a full wall off. It's not quite gonna happen. He does actually catch now all of those Adepts in a pretty cheeky spot. Zerglings and Roaches are streaming out of the hatcheries as well. Queens, though, get transfused, and, well, so far, not a whole lot of workers have gone down. Same time, though, yeah, the Shades have been activated, and now he's finally going to be able to start working on the drones. Okay, so how many workers will you be able to get? Good defense right there by Bly at the beginning. I think you're looking for at least like 10 if you're a Protoss player. Well, you should be able to get that for sure. Yeah, you blink twice, man, and these Adepts can get like 24 workers done as well. All right. Yep. So even though the defense was really clean here initially, it's still gonna be 20 drones right here that will go down in total. 4th hatchery has finished up. Prismatic alignment will be activated here as well by the Void Ray. There's a little bit of energy right here on these Queens, so maybe indeed they can transfuse the hatchery back up. Okay, it's gonna be able to keep it alive for now. I have a bit of a love-hate relationship right now with hatcheries that are this low. Sometimes I feel like just killing them myself and then like... replanting it, because the problem is that like 3 zealots can just walk up here and kill it, right? It's very easy to still accidentally lose this hatch. Anyways, okay, so after seeing the Stargate opener, Bly is gonna go for the Spire. I don't know if he has seen that it's not a double Stargate opener, because that would be a disaster. I guess if it would have been a double Stargate, there would have been a 2nd or even a 3rd Void Ray working on that hatch over here, so yeah, maybe it's a safe bet to make. Anyways, it's a very Bly-esque move. He's going to be able to go for, I guess, Mutalisks and keep his opponent busy for quite some time. Now, obviously, we did already see the Blink upgrade coming up, so Geralt here is, yeah, definitely going to be able to go for a little push if he wants to. Just a single Immortal in this, so this is definitely not much of an army. Now, this isn't that scary of an army, but I think it's an army that's meant to kill that 4th hatch. Yep. This is a bit of an anti-timing, right? It's not really something that's supposed to kill the Zerg, but he's just here right now to finish the job that he started earlier. Alrighty, Revelation will reveal a bunch of those units as well. A couple larvae will get picked off. He's gonna warp in some more Stalkers. Zerg at this point did finish the Spire. He also hit a bit of a supply block, apparently. He did finish the Spire. He's got a bunch of gas in the bank. It's just that at this point, he doesn't know if this Protoss army is actually going to go for a committed push. So, do you want to spend your gas right now, even though if you've been saving it up for Mutas? Do you want to save it and go for Mutas, or do you want to make a couple Ravagers to actually try and stop this push if Protoss does decide to step onto the creep? I don't think he is going to. Geralt, that is. Okay, it's 9 Mutas right now and then a couple Ravagers. Yeah, so he's picking a little bit of both worlds. Nice little bit of creep cleaning right now. by our Protoss player, which is important. Otherwise, this Zerg will definitely just run away. Now, he's trading a couple of Stalkers for a Ravager or two, which I think most Protoss players will enjoy. The only problem is that he needs anti-air here very shortly. Okay, Prism has got into the main base. Massive Zealot warp in over there. Disruptor, though, does get picked off. Mutas at the same time are getting together on the left side of the map. 7 additional workers once again end up going down there. Did that Prism, or sorry, did that Oracle actually spot these Mutas? I'm not entirely sure. Well, even if he did have it right there on the minimap for a split second, Geralt is moving across the map. Mutas get into the main base. A recall will be utilized as well, but obviously those Mutas can always get away, right? Blink is done, so he can chase these units relatively effectively. A couple of Protoss units are just standing out on the map. This is a little bit of a dangerous spot. So far, though, good defense here. Not a whole lot available, actually, over at the third base of our Protoss. He decides to go after the Disruptor, which I think you don't want to do. Yeah, I think you want to go after the workers here instead. At the same time, Zerglings ready to go into that, that fourth base as well. Immortal here should get picked off, and it will. Stalkers should be enough here as well to at least get rid of these Mutas for now, but that's a lot of probes that end up going down. Apparently, Bly, though, not done yet. He's adding on more Mutas. He's adding on a lot of additional workers right now as well. Okay. A couple reinforcements do get picked off for free. Oh, Oracle also goes down. This is a very scrappy game, right? You can see obvious mistakes on both sides of the map. But usually, yeah, those are my favorite games to watch when you notice these guys are actually human. And, you know, it at least makes you feel like you might be able to play a game like this one day as well, right? Anyways, ooh, blink, 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 blink. There you go, nicely done. Grabs a couple of the Mutalisks. I think he lost 2 Stalkers there as well. Oh, Mutas actually pretend like they're gonna go back home towards the top left and then turn back around. Zealot warp in over at, well, I guess the back of the fourth base of the Zerg. At the same time, Links are being utilized over here. Luckily for our Protoss player, he did still have a couple of warp-ins available. Zealots, though, are gonna, well, I think eventually get cleaned up here too. Stalkers, once again, marching back home. Geralt wants to be out on the map. He's been trying to be out on the map for quite some time, but Bly is constantly forcing him back home. It's a lot of workers, by the way, that end up going down here. Phoenix also will get picked off. Oh, Disruptor. Okay, well, Disruptor ends up killing a couple of Zealots there primarily. Man, how many probes have gone down at this point? Let's see. Yeah, 30. So 30 probes were killed, 28 drones. Zerg at this point up to 5 bases. Although the one in the top left not really being utilized very well. He's adding on a bunch of spine crawlers at this point too. Just to make sure he doesn't really, yeah, lose too much here going forward. Mutas are trying to escape. Looks like they will be able to just barely scoot onto the edge of the map and get on out of there. Ooh, what? You don't have anti-air, Disruptor. You can't. I'm sorry, buddy. It's not gonna happen. Alright, +2 starts up. And we do now also see the Baneling Nest starting up. 2 additional Stargates. Okay. So, initially I think Geralt thought he was going up against like 8 Mutas or... What? Oh, no. I think initially Geralt right here thought he was going up against like 8 Mutas. So, Stalkers alone were going to be able to deal with it. But now apparently Bly is doubling down on the Muta count. He's lost quite a few and he still has 15 left over. Yeah, he's lost 12 of them. So he's going to be forced to go for something that's at least reasonably good against these Mutalisks. And apparently it's going to be those Phoenixes. He has showed a couple and apparently it wasn't enough to prevent this Zerg army from backing off. To prevent those Mutas from backing off. So he's going to be forced to make quite a few Phoenixes right now of his own. Disruptor. Okay, this time around does get a massive hit in. Still no Mutas. Killed quite a lot of stuff there. 40 workers. So 3 Phoenixes here are being produced at once. So Phoenixes, of course, can move and fire at... Oh, well, yeah, move and fire. Sometimes I say, like, attack and fire at the same time, but it's... No. They can move and fire at the same time, so they're a real threat right here to these Mutalisks. 13 more are coming up, though. Okay. It's going to be a full-on transition, it seems, to just Ling Bane Muta. Which, against this very gateway-heavy army, is decent. I'm not sure. +3 is coming up right now in the forts as well for Geralt, so he's on top of those upgrades, which is really important. He's almost playing like a Protoss versus Protoss army composition here, right? But it makes a lot of sense considering the direction that this game has gone into. Okay, a couple Banelings with their speed upgrade are trying to roll into this army, but you can see that the Stalkers are quite beefy. Couple more Banelings. I think these were the brave Banelings, right? Sometimes a Protoss player will breathe again and they send all of the probes back and they right-click them on this mineral patch, and then 2 Banelings that were trailing behind can kill everything, even though the perfect defense was already done earlier. Anyways, massive blink forward over here. A couple of Phoenixes end up going down, but quite a few Mutas as well. Banelings once again. +2 is finishing up in like 1 second. Just takes 1 worker right now to kill those probes. Ooh, all right. Well, still a lot of workers actually, man. How many workers now? 53 probes. Bly, apparently ready to smack the hammer. He's ready to continue fighting some more. Protoss army over at the 4th base. Muta's moving over in that direction. Rest of the Zerg army is ready to take down the 3rd. Storm is going to finish up, though. There's not that many High Templar. Oh, actually, there's 5 of them. I didn't see that many. Okay, probes once again, ready to go. Instead, he decides to go after the Disruptors right now. A couple of them end up going down here. These are relatively efficient trades right now, though, for our Protoss player. Mutas instead of the main base get chased down by the Phoenixes. And this is, I think, what Geralt has been looking for a little while. This should reliably get rid of all of the Mutas. All right. Man, did actually a couple probes once again. Hold up, let me back off. So, Mutas go into the main. Army over here goes on the right. And then a couple more Banelings once again roll into the 3rd base. Oh my god, and he just... Oh no! He just sent the probes that were over at the 4th base to hide over at the 3rd for a little while. Okay. 89 probes have gone down. Geralt still has a pretty menacing army, though. No, this is a really good position, obviously, for Bly, right? It's not like Bly has a massive eco. He's got 70 workers, which usually whenever you want to play this Ling, Ravager, Roach kind of army, you need to do it off of like 80, 90, maybe even 100 workers. Okay, 100 would be a lot, but basically what I'm trying to say is that this is not an army that trades very efficiently. Is he going to be able to now rub salt in the wound and kill the 4th Nexus? He will. Yeah, the traits have been decent so far here by the Zerg, right? But usually, especially when the armies grow, so this is a pretty big Protoss force. It's kind of an all-in right now, though, because he's only got 27 workers. Or no, 30 workers at this point. Apparently, he made a couple new ones. But usually when the armies grow, this kind of Zerg army doesn't trade that efficiently. I love the couple Phoenixes that are left over right now as well. I mean, it's forcing out 7 Corruptors here. Zerg definitely does not want to be making Corruptors at this stage in the game. Anyways, ooh, okay, good hit right there on the Disruptor as well. 2nd hatchery ends up going down in this little battle. Storm comes up as well. Okay, he's trying to storm those Banelings. If you can get rid of the Banelings, there's actually still a couple of High Templar right here hiding off in the back. And once more, good storms land. Phenomenal fight right here for Geralt, who has, yeah, basically got no eco. He's not got any income remaining. He's not capable of making that much army, but he's trading very well with the army that he does have. Okay, I like it. An Archon here, very good when it comes to soaking up those Banelings. There's no detection available, though. Oh, there is. Hello, Mr. Observer, wakey wakey. You're needed on the other side of the map, man. If you're fighting a Zergling army, I think you want to try and slow that kind of army down as much as possible. Banelings, though, get caught as they are morphing in. Only a handful of Ravagers remain. Stalkers, oops, sorry, Phoenixes right there are trying their very best to get something done. This is a very Stalker-heavy army. Okay, Storm does land right there, right before the High Templar goes down. Roachborn actually exposed. Okay, Roachborn goes down. So now it's just going to be Zerglings as a reinforcement. And this is actually a really good position for the Protoss player to hang out, because it's right at like the intersection, right, where all of the Zerg pathways and rally points meet. So he's going to be able to pick up units from the main, natural, and 3rd relatively well, I think. Okay. Couple Banelings, though, once again available. They're ready to go in. Reasonable split. Yeah, decent splits. He, well, obviously also got Blink to get away from this battle. Still fighting on creep, though, against his army. Well, there's finally the Observer. Stalkers, yeah, once again, pick up a couple of Zerglings as they come running down from the main base down that ramp. Oh my god. Geralt has been broke for such a long time. But his army is still looking really good. Does he have enough to bring this home? One Disruptor ends up going down here. Couple Zealots, or sorry, couple Zerglings right now are starting to finally bite through the carapace right here of these Stalkers. I don't know if they have carapace. Oh god, Disruptor once again gets a good hit in there as well. Disruptor though ends up going down. Oh my god. Even though that looked like it was tipping in favor right there of the Zerg player for a little bit. One awkward Swarm Host was also made. Couple of Spine Crawlers that were meant for Zealot run-bys also are getting some pokes in. But I'm looking at this Protoss army right now, and this is looking scary. These are at +3, right? Yeah, he never finished up any armor upgrades or anything along those lines. Zerg, though, doesn't have Adrenal Glands, and at this point, I'm looking at this Zerg force. Drones are pulled away from the mineral line as well to try and help fight this. I don't think there's gonna be enough. He can blink back these individual Stalkers right now. Good control right now by Geralt will indeed allow him to obtain the victory, regardless of him losing so many of those probes throughout this game. That was a really fun one. I hope you enjoyed watching it. Once again, thank you to Bly for sending over this replay to me. Hit that like button down below if you want to see more. Hit that subscribe button so you get notified as soon as future videos go live. But for now, thank you for watching. Have an awesome day. Don't forget to smile, and I'll see you once again in the next one.